John Castellanos. Post-fight thoughts. I know it's a little late, but, kind of just listening to what other people have to say. Had a lot of things to say. It was a good fight. Basically, I thought Manny Pacquiao did pretty bad. He didn't look like he was motivated. He didn't look like he really cared. He looked like he just got in there to get a check, or I don't know. It just looks like he doesn't really want to fight anymore. Like he doesn't really even care. I mean, I basically had Horn winning. This might sound funny to you, but I only had Manny winning one round, which was the ninth. And, everybody has a different opinion. I really didn't score this fight. So punches landed and all that. I really didn't pay attention. So, the CompuBox could have well been, could have been accurate, because they do say that Manny outscored him by like 100 punches, And what I do know is my fucking girlfriend and her family, they fucking were pissed off. They believe Manny got robbed, but at the same time, I've been saying this for a while is, I want to see clear wins. I'm tired of this fucking shit where the boxer just goes in there and because of who he is, he thinks he's going to win, In Manny's case, I really think that he really doesn't care about boxing anymore. I mean, what I want to know is who's making him still fight, If you're going to go in there and fight, then fight, Make it well worth it and, come out with the victory. But if you're going to go in there lazy and not even, all hype and, whatever, then stop wasting our time, seriously. So I kind of, what I'm trying to say is, I don't want to offend any Manny Pacquiao fans, because we know he's been a true champion, the motherfucker beat up Barrera, he whooped on Eric Morales, he beat Manuel Marquez a couple times, he beat up Cotto, he beat up Margarito, he has a Hall of Fame record on his hands, and then he goes in there and loses to a guy named Jeff Horn that comes out of nowhere, who I really don't think a lot of my colleagues think that actually believe that he can compete against Thurman and all these other guys. I don't think so. I think the only guy he can probably whoop on or pull out maybe a draw against is probably Bradley. I think that's one guy that he can probably whoop on. And really, I don't think too highly of Bradley. I just think he's a guy that has a good chin, and that I really don't think too much of Bradley. I think I actually think he's a coward that, that's become a pretty big diva, and I don't think too much of him. So I think he can go in there and whoop on Bradley, And one thing that when I was watching this fight, a flashback it gave me was to back to Chocolatito's last fight. He fought that one guy. I think he's from I believe he was from Thailand. He was a sturdy boxer, and but the guy headbutted him like 8 times. And when I was watching the fight, I was like, I don't know, I think Chocolatito won, but I went back and scored it, and fucking Chocolatito actually whooped on that fool. It's just the one thing that you guys gotta always look at in boxing is when you go in there and victimize another boxer, and it doesn't matter if the dude's beating you, sometimes the judges get swayed by that point of view, You're making the other guy look weak, and this has happened in a lot of fights. It happened in the last fight with Gennady Golovkin when he fought what's his name? Daniel Jacobs. I mean, Daniel Jacobs looked like he was a little, like Gennady Golovkin, like he was a little scared of him, so he was kind of like he was staying away from him a lot, and the way he fell to his knees when the fight ended. I mean, that's not a good look. These boxers always have to be aware that the judges are watching and that kind of stuff. It sways their decision, and it doesn't work for everybody. It works for the lower tier boxers, when they make you look victimized. Because I know it didn't really work for Maidana when he whooped on Floyd that one time. I mean, he made Floyd look like a total victim, and Floyd still, I don't know how he pulled off the victory there. I guess they gave it because he gave the more cleaner punches, but at the same time, I mean, it was such a low effort that Floyd gave, that it was kind of weird, But you guys, we all know that the judges are somewhat corrupt. I actually think they should change the way they do things, to make it more fair. But I don't think they will. I was talking to Quran Bread on a little bit on Aztec 101's one of his videos right now, and yeah, he was saying the same thing, that they need to change the way they judge fights and everything. But we all know they ain't, because simple fact that boxing is made to be corrupt. It's all focused on the money fighters basically, and if they have a chance to keep that guy, without no losses, undefeated, basically that's what they're gonna do, so they could keep the gravy train rolling, basically the money flow. They want to keep that money flow, and everybody, these multi-million-dollar fights, everybody gets a piece of the pie, when it's all these judges, all these other guys. So of course they want to keep the money flowing. So I don't think a fair judging system is gonna happen ever. So, just my thoughts on the fight. I know I'm basically everywhere on my opinion, but I think as far as Manny Pacquiao is concerned, he's had a terrific career. I think if he's gonna basically go out there and not do as well as he should, and not give it all. Because, what I saw, like I said, basically, I could sum it all up. Basically, it was a lack of effort by Manny Pacquiao's part, And if he's going to do that, he needs to stop wasting our time and concentrate more on his senator duties in the Philippines. Something that's even more important to him and his people. So I think he needs to stop boxing, basically. I know he was chasing the Floyd fight so he could get one last payday, but doesn't look like it's going to happen, buddy. And if it does, Floyd's going to basically lowball you big time now, because, you're working your way down on the scale of boxers. I mean, you started basically, Manny had a minimum 20 million, and, how the hell did he get all the way down to ESPN level? Seriously, he's just working his way down to, and it's not looking good. I don't know who's making him fight, but he needs to stop, That's all I got, basically. Juan Castellanos.